is absolutely key. Assume nothing is going to will work first time. The conclusion, Forms2APEX migration, it's an effective, proven path, allow you to migrate to a web-based world and move towards all the benefits that that offers without having to go through a complete reinvention and a redevelopment of all your business logic. I'll just hand back over to Alistair now for a final conclusion.
Thank you, Darren. Well, there's got another question come in there. I did use the term earlier on about moving to Apex as being an interim route, and I think that put the alarm bells up in somebody's head. The reason I said that is that from my perspective, one of the big benefits of the move to Apex is the freeing up of, or the exposing, should I say, of the business logic that is within Oracle Forms. Once you actually get it across into Apex, it is going to exist as a stored procedure within the database. Once we have it as a stored procedure in the database, we can now make that a web service, and this can actually join into a broader SOA strategy that most customers are now looking at. So Apex as a front-end tool is an end in itself. I'll so clarify that. But what I'm thinking there in the term, when I was using the term interim route, is that it now brings us into a bigger strategy of SOA by taking this approach. So we shall just move on to conclude up now, because we're getting close on end of time. There's still that question of what's the best path. You're on Forms, where do I go? Apex is one of the good options. If these things are true, you're looking for a true thin client, which obviously Forms doesn't give you. You don't have and or can't get good Java skills. Most organizations have some, but I know that a lot of people have got a big investment in Forms and PL SQL, have a large challenge in actually getting people skilled up in Java. Oracle Application Express being PL SQL based doesn't offer the same sort of challenge. Getting the release of business logic, I say, is one of the key points here. And I think, yes, you can do that if you go to ADF, but you're actually doing a lot more manually than you are here. And that, as I say, is a first step to SOA. I do know that Inoapps are intending to follow up on this webcast with some other conversations about what would be the next step once you'd actually got this logic released. And also, if you're already an Apex user, you've already seen the light, then this would make a very, very obvious step to take if you actually want to come off Forms. Don't forget, though, that Java ADF is still an option and actually is still a recommended route corporately from Oracle. The reason for that is that it gives you, it's the route that will give you equivalent end-user functionality, rich user functionality to Forms. However, it does have the challenge, it is Java. ADF takes away a lot of the challenges of that. It gives you more of a 4GL declarative environment, but you will still need to have Java skills. So that's probably to consider if you are comfortable with that Java route. But there's nothing to say you have to go. I do need to reiterate this. Forms is not going away. Forms is not dead. It's still there in the Business Suite, even at Release 12, and will continue to be supported and enhanced for those reasons. It's still used by many, many customers across the world, and many have still not got any plans to actually move. And there is no real risk to you. So long as you get to 10GR2 or above, then you can take advantage of the sustaining support, lifetime support policies that Oracle have introduced. And of course, 11G will be here sometime later this year, and that has support for Forms and new enhancements and developments for it. Another question that came in, do we need an app server to run this? The short answer to that is no. Oracle Apex includes a web listener with it as part of the database infrastructure, and that's covered by your database license. In terms of, there are instances where you may want to implement an app server, and that's if you're really going for a large-scale environment where you actually do want to split out the load a little bit, and in which case you would need to have an Oracle application server for a license to do that, but it's not mandatory. Another question, Apex to ADF tool in the future. I don't think so. Certainly there's nothing planned. I hadn't even thought about it before, but obviously once you actually do get into ADF and you've got this HTML front end, then it does take you that little step forward to ADF. However, you still have the challenge of converting from PL SQL, a procedural language, into an object language like Java. So I hear my dues. Okay. So just to finally finish off, there will be a recording available for this afterwards if you want to come back and review this, or if you actually want to point any of your colleagues at what we've said, if you find it at all of any interest. We will mail out the slides to you. And if you want to take action yourselves, positive action, then please feel free to contact who is your local Oracle sales rep, or Dermot at Inoapps will be happy to take your calls and emails. So thank you for listening. Slightly overrun, but hopefully that was of value and interest to you. And hopefully we'll see you on one of these calls later. Thank you very much.